what would happen if Gervonta Tank Davis fought Ryan Garcia tomorrow in a regulated boxing match?
If he fought Ryan Garcia in a regulated boxing match, he will put Ryan Garcia down. He will put him down.
How long would it take him to get down?
Ryan Garcia is a talented fighter, so I'm not going to be completely asinine.
You're not going to be like, oh, Tank will knock him out in one round.
He's not going to knock him out of one. I say Ryan maybe last 6 or 7, maybe. Like, Ryan Garcia is good, but if the same punch Luke Campbell put you down with, if Tank hits you with that, it's night-night.
See, I'll defend the punch a little bit. I'm not gonna discredit your thoughts.
Right.
But I think it was one of those shots, honestly, where the kid just didn't see it coming. It's one of those sneaky sweeping hooks.
Right.
And you got to give Campbell his credit. He put it on the money.
He definitely put it on money.
But it wasn't like Ryan was like on Queer Street or anything like that. He got up. But I mean, it's just one of those things where, like, you're in the sweet science. Somebody catches you with something. But I get it.
Right.
I can understand why people say, well, if you get caught with that,
yeah,
what would happen if Gervonta Tank Davis, who has broken people's ribs, he's knocked guys out cold in the ring? I mean, it's totally different ballgame.
Ryan Garcia is a good fighter, but if you look at the lightweight division as a whole, when it comes to boxing, you have Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, you have Devin Haney, and you have Tank Davis, and they might fight each other, but technically, we know how this goes. I'm a true fan of boxing. Boxing is my all-time favorite sport. I love the sweet science. And, technically, Ryan Garcia is Devin Haney's mandatory for the next fight.
Yes.
But he'll probably see. But it's easy to say on FaceTime, yeah, I'll see Tank Davis. But like you said, a lot of things, people don't understand the true politics of boxing. There's so many hands in boxing. Promoters have ruined boxing to the fullest.
To the core.
Don King, Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, a lot of them have fucked boxing up.
Yeah.
A lot of them have fucked boxing up. You have Teofimo Lopez is at ESPN. You have Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are at DAZN, and then Tank is at Showtime PBC.
I think the networks have ruined boxing more than the promoters, because the networks have made it a situation where if I lay claim to a fighter, okay, well, I want this. I want this production. Right. You talk about it back in the day, Pacquiao and Mayweather, it was the Tyson Lewis effect where HBO and Showtime both had to have their, hands in the pot.
Exactly.
It's so weird having, commentators from Showtime do round one and then HBO do another round. And so I think the networks have helped, poison it.
They have, definitely.
But I think that, from my vantage point looking at this, I think there's a reason that Ryan Garcia has not fought Gervonta Tank Davis yet. And let's be real. I think those promoters, most importantly, Oscar De La Hoya and the people who are involved within that, they know in their heart of hearts, just like we know, that, okay, it's one thing to fight all these guys, but you have to be like willing to go to hell and back, and you pretty much have to be willing to accept that you might not walk into the ring the same way that you left it if you fight Tank Davis. Like Tank Davis, I would not want to be within 10 feet of Tank Davis in a fight in my life. I'm a grown man and I'm scared of Tank Davis. Everyone is. He's a different animal.
Yeah, he's a different beast. He's a different beast for sure. And
Tank was born to fight. Let's put it that way.
He's from Baltimore. They built different in B-more. You know what I mean? Like it's different out there.
They shot the wire in Baltimore just so if any of you uncultured people don't get it.
Exactly. And is like you said, the promoters and the networks have ruined it. Like we don't get the fights we deserve to see, and it's also the fault of the fighters. The fighters want to keep that undefeated record, but it's so hard now in boxing to say who's the best of their generation. It is so hard to say that. You know what I mean? Like the lightweight division has 4 great fighters in it, but you forget like the days when Hagler fought Hearns, Hearns fought Leonard, Duran fought Leonard, Duran fought Hagler, Duran fought Hearns. You know what I mean? Like the greatest boxers in the world, those who cared about what their legacy was, they fought the best, and they didn't care about losing. They care about winning. They wanted to see whose will was stronger, who wanted it more. You don't get those anymore.
And that's back when like the fighters had more power over the situation.
But
now it's not like that anymore at all.
Yeah, exactly. And it sucks to see that, because if we're talking, I think Tank will put Ryan down, but if I'm just being completely honest, I think Devin Haney is the best pure fighter in that whole division. If I'm just being completely honest, I think as a complete fighter, Devin Haney is the best in that division. But with them all being at different networks, it's going to be interesting to see how it happens. Like I said, it's hard to know who's the best of their generation when they never fight each other or they fight past their prime.
It's going to be real intriguing to see how this plays out, because Ryan Garcia wants this fight really, really bad.
He does.
And I don't think he's going to stop. I think that Ryan Garcia, after every win he has, he's going to continue to come after Tank Davis. And, it's a situation where Tank Davis is the type of person that you do not want to get under his skin. Because I can only imagine how much of a puncher Tank Davis is when he's angry compared to when he's a mellow, calm person just getting ready to do the work. But I think, honestly, I think I share the same sentiment with you, where it's like, I don't see a situation where Ryan Garcia could win right now.
No.
And it's not to say he would get knocked out within round one, but both of them have power. But I feel like if Tank were to catch him with something, there's a little more oomph on that punch.
Definitely.
Especially when it comes to straights and the jab.
Definitely.
I feel like Tank Davis could break anybody's skull with a regular jab. And he's a type of fighter where there's no mystery in it. He's not going to move around. He's not going to duck. He's not going to dive. He's coming at you straight forward, and you better be willing to go toe-to-toe with him.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. It's like, I don't know who would want to have those problems.
Exactly. No, definitely. And, it's a fight we all want to see. You think about the state of boxing right now. There's some of the most talented fighters in the world that I've seen in boxing. I've been watching boxing my entire life. But it's like, you think about the fights you want to see. I want to see Haney and Garcia. I want to see Haney and Tank. I want to see Haney and Lopez. I want to see them all fight each other.
Just let David Haney have like a month where he fights everybody, and then we'll get what we want.
Exactly. for real. Like, I feel like he's not, like, as of right now, you think about Tank and you think about Ryan Garcia. Their names are like, their names are climbing that stature and stuff like that. And I feel like the world doesn't, those who really follow boxing know, like, shout out to my boy KC, man. He's going to be watching this.
Yeah, we got to get Casey on an episode.
KC is my man. You feel me? That's my guy. And me and KC talk about Devin Haney and talk about boxing on Twitter all the time. A lot of people don't know who Devin Haney really is right now.
Well, I think it's a situation where, in boxing, it's always been, I'll put it to you this way. I think the one thing that the UFC has done better than boxing has the last 10, 15 years is, number one, they've cornered the market on being able to grow their stars through social media, through the Ultimate Fighter, so that you know what these guys are looking like. Right. Boxing tried to do that a long time ago with the Contender with Sugar Ray Leonard, and it fucking flopped.
Right.
But I think that, the UFC does such a great job of marketing these guys giving them personalities,
They definitely do.
And, for all the people who say, well, Ryan Garcia is a social media, he's just really popular on social media. Well, duh, dude, that's what we need. We need people, stars. Yeah, we need people that people know. What is the one thing about Floyd Mayweather that, regardless whether you love him or hate him, he was able to market himself in a fashion where you either like him or you don't.
But you were going to pay to see him.
But you'll pay to see if somebody knocks him out or he beats somebody. And that's the one thing, is that, like, we need a situation where we need social media to do the talking. Things like this, that FaceTime, like, that's probably the most entertained I've been outside of an actual boxing match in about 5 months.
Okay.
Where I was at home, like, I was here like, oh my God, this needs to happen right now.